Welcome back to another episode of Carson's Aquatics. Today, I don't really know what we're doing, to be honest with you, but I'm trying to upload every day of December, so I'm just going to make something happen here. As we go, I'll figure out something exciting that we can do, but right now I'm just going to start rattling off updates for you guys. In the last video, I brought a bunch of fish from my pond inside because, well, to make a long story short, the wind blew a chair into my pond, and it hit the heater I had in there, which is glass, and it shattered the heater. So I was able to rescue 4 of the fish out of there, being the pleco, the goldfish, the koi, and one of the platies. There's still 2 goldfish out at the pond, which I can't find. Hopefully I can find them soon. I am starting to get worried, but I'm sure I'll find them eventually. But yeah, here's a look at those fish. We got the goldfish right there and the koi right next to them, just sticking together. Then you can see the pleco right there, absolutely massive. And the last one is right there, that sunset platy, completely back in good health. If you didn't watch my last video, first of all, you should go watch it. But that platy that I just showed you guys, when I pulled that thing out of the pond, I literally thought it was dead. It was just laying on the bottom of the pond. It was completely stiff. But then I put him in some warmer water and he literally came back to life. So I guess he was just in shock from the cold water. So that was just crazy. Everything from the last video was crazy. As for the koi and the goldfish, I'm going to be looking for places that I can rehome them to. As cool as they look in this little turtle pond, they can't be happy. I mean, this tub is pretty small for fish of that size. They deserve to be in a bigger home. And I've got a few people I can call that might be able to take them in. And if they can, you'll see that in a future video. Oh yeah, and while we're still talking about the turtle pond, there were like 3 mollies and platies in this 55-gallon tank, but I did end up moving them into the turtle pond. Yeah, you can see one right there. And then the all-white one and the Dalmatian, which just went under that log. Those 3 were in the 55, but I moved them in here just because I figured they would be way more happy in here, being with all the guppies and such. And it was good to clear up some space in the 55 because there are a lot of fish in this tank. So moving them into the turtle pond will definitely help. We got Midas, the albino red-eared slider, right down there. Looks like he's scavenging for some food. So we'll actually feed him real quick. And the way I feed him now is I get a little scoop of tank water, put it right up there, and I grab Midas, put him in the container. And I used to hand feed him every single pellet, but at this point, I just drop him in there, and he can actually find them on his own. Boom. Just like that, literally not even 5 seconds. And we'll also drop in a dried shrimp and a dried mealworm, and we're gonna let him munch away on that. In the meantime, let's check in on our new baby flowerhorn Pluto. There he is, and just look at those colors. I think they definitely got a lot brighter from the last time you guys saw him. And you might be able to tell the hump on his head also is definitely growing. Gonna try and get a good look at him. You guys can kind of see it there. It's not much, but it's definitely coming in. Definitely a lot bigger than when I initially got him. So that is just awesome. Looks like my prediction about him being a male is going to be right. And I think that's just about all the updates I have down here in the fish room. Oh wait, a couple days ago, my angelfish actually laid eggs. And if they would have hatched, I would have made a video on it, but they did not hatch. One day the eggs were there, the next morning they were gone. So I'm assuming something ate them, whether it was the frogs or the Buenos Aires tetras or the angels themselves. So those 2 angelfish are a breeding pair. And that also explains why the other angelfish that I had in here with them died. I don't think I really addressed that on the channel, but I had a 3rd angelfish in here. I actually had 4 in there. One of them died randomly, and then a couple weeks later the other one died randomly, and now we know why. Those 2 angels are a breeding pair, and whenever they become a breeding pair, they get super aggressive towards other fish, especially other angelfish. So that explains that, and I believe that's pretty much all the updates that I have down here in the fish room. So now we're gonna head up to my room. Alrighty guys, so we are now up in my room, and if you take a look right over here at the turtle tank, you can see both of our turtles basking. We've got our baby Reeves turtle right here, and then our pink belly side neck Toby right back there. I've only seen them up on the basking area together a few times. This guy's up here basking a lot more than Toby is. And speaking of this guy, I have finally chosen a name for him. I got a bunch of awesome name suggestions for our Reeves turtle. The name that got suggested the most was Keanu, referring to Keanu Reeves, and that is very clever, but that's not the name I like the most. The name I like the most and the name I'm choosing is Timmy. I just think that goes together really well with Toby. That was the name I was thinking from the start, and I'm pretty sure someone did comment it, so if I can find that comment, I'll put it right here. So there is Timmy the turtle, and he's starting to get pretty friendly like Toby is. Like whenever I come over when he's sitting in the water, he'll come right up to the glass and try and beg for food. I don't really want to try and get him to do that because he's basking and I don't want to disturb him. You'll definitely see that in a future video. And then lastly, we've got our 10-gallon betta fish tank home to our platinum betta Lou, as well as this nerite snail, as well as 2 albino bristlenose plecos. You can see one of them right there. And I just decided what we're going to do in this video. We're going to get a couple more things to go in this betta tank, and I know it sounds like I literally just made up my mind, but I've actually been researching stuff for a while on other fish I can put with my betta fish. So I have been wanting to do this for a while, but I just haven't done it yet. But today's the perfect opportunity, and I know exactly what we're gonna get, but I'm not gonna tell you yet. Well, I mean, you probably already saw it in the title and thumbnail, but let's just head over to the pet store. Alrighty guys, well it's a little bit dark in here, but I just got done inside the store and I got 4 ghost shrimp, just the cheapest little, most common kind of shrimp you can get. We'll take a better look at them in a sec. And I also got 4 Cory Catfish right there. Super cool looking fish, and I've actually never owned these before, which is surprising because they're a pretty common aquarium fish. I've just personally never had them, but we are changing that right now. So we're gonna head home, get these guys acclimated to the betta tank, and get them in there. Alrighty guys, so we are back home, and before we can put these guys in to start acclimating, we have to take some of the water out of this tank or else it'll overflow. So we've got our 4 ghost shrimp right here. It also looks like they slipped in a couple of guppies. We're gonna have to scoop those out and we'll put them in the turtle pond. But we'll get them in there to start acclimating. And then right here we've got our Cory Catfish, and I'm not sure what specific kind of Corys these are. At the store it just said mixed Corydoras, so I'm not sure on that. I'll give you guys a better look at them when we get them in the tank, so you guys will have to let me know on that. So we're gonna give them about 15 or 20 minutes to acclimate. And while they're acclimating, I just wanna talk to you guys for a second. I know what a lot of you guys are gonna say in the comments, that you can't put any fish or anything with bettas, and a lot of times that is true, but there are some things you can put in a tank with a betta fish, even a male betta, which is what I have. First of all, I've had these 2 albino bristlenose plecos in this tank for months, and I've never had a problem. And I did a bunch of research on other stuff you can put with male bettas, and I found that pretty much everyone who put Corydoras with their betta fish had no problem either. The Corys are mainly going to stay on the bottom of the tank, and the betta kind of stays in the mid to high areas, so like they'll stay out of each other's way. And I mean, yeah, everything I saw online said that they can live together peacefully. So we're gonna try it out. Of course, I'm gonna watch them for a while when I put the Corys in, and if there is a lot of aggression, then I'll just move the Corys into my 55. As for the ghost shrimp, they'll be just fine as well. The betta probably won't even be able to see them, just because their bodies are like clear. And back before I even had a YouTube channel, I had another betta fish, and I put ghost shrimp with him, and they did just fine. So I'm not worried about the ghost shrimp as much as I am about the Corys. I mean, I'm not even worried about them either, because everything I saw online said they would be good, but we'll just see how it goes. So I'll see you in about 15 or 20 minutes when these guys are done acclimating. Alrighty guys, so it's been about 20 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and get our shrimp and our Corydoras into the betta tank. We're gonna start with the ghost shrimp right here. And like I mentioned earlier, there are 2 little guppies in this bag. They accidentally scooped them up when they were scooping up the shrimp, and I don't wanna put them in there. So I'm gonna dump all these shrimp and fish into this bucket, and then we'll just net them out from in there. Alright, I've got all 4 of the shrimp right here, and here they go. Hey, watch them float down. Looks like Lou didn't even notice. We got a big one right up here. Oh, they look so cool in there. Let's see if Lou sees them. Oh, I think he does. He's kind of following them. Eventually, all these shrimp are gonna find little hiding spots in the tank, and Lou will get used to them. At first, when I put the plecos in here, he kind of chased them around a little bit, but now he completely leaves them alone. So I imagine it's gonna be the same thing for the shrimp, and also for these Corys, which we're gonna put in the tank right now. And for the Corys, we're just gonna dump them into the net because we don't want to get this water into our tank. Although the pet store I got these guys from, they take good care of their tanks, but it's never really good to mix different tank water. And here they all go. Hey, those are so cool. Our new Cory Catfish are in the tank. We got 2 right up front, 1 kind of tucked into that plant, and then 1 right back there. Lou actually just swam right past him. We got one of the shrimp coming over to the Corys. Shrimp just landed right in front of Lou. He's just staring him down. But here's a real good look at our new Cory Catfish. Oh, the shrimp is coming over and messing with him. Let me know what kind of Corys these are. I have no idea. I've never had these guys before, like I mentioned, but man, they are awesome. I can't believe I've never had them before. Lou is still just sitting there. He honestly looks kind of angry that he has to share his tank with all these new shrimp and fish. This shrimp seems pretty happy though. Oh yeah, I still need to get those 2 little guppies out of here and into the turtle pond, so let's go do that real quick. I'll put them in right here so you guys can see them swim off. There's 1 and there's 2. They just darted off. They're the same species as all these guys. They're just common guppies. But now that we're done with that, we're gonna head back up to my room and check in on our betta tank. We are back up here at the betta tank, and let's take a closer look. We got a couple of the shrimp taking flight over here. Oh, that just looks so cool. Like from a distance, there's so much more activity in this tank. And these Corydoras are still definitely a bit stressed, still a bit scared, but as they get more comfortable, they'll start moving around more. Those Corys mainly stay along the bottom, but they're also like schooling fish, so that's why I got 4 of them. So in a day or 2, they should start moving around a lot more. They might even group up and like swim in a group. These shrimp are just gonna crawl around looking for little bits of stuff they can eat, and having these plants and the wood in here will definitely help them. There'll be plenty of stuff for them to eat. And And yeah, so far so good. These new fish and shrimp have been in this tank for like 45 minutes at this point. I've been watching them pretty closely, and I haven't seen Lou go for any of them. At first he was kind of checking them out, but of course he was just curious to what they were. But right now he's just completely leaving them alone, and I imagine that's how it's gonna be. That's what I read online. But here in a couple videos I'll let you guys know if it's still like that, or if we have conflict and I need to move them into the 55. Either way, I'll let you guys know. That is gonna wrap up this video, and today's comment of the day goes out to. And if you want your comment to be the comment of the day in the next video, all you gotta do is drop a comment down below, and that could happen. And if you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Man, what you need? Hello?
What's going on?